Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today, and I thought I'd talk about this. I like sharing news stories once in a while, especially when they have to do with questions and comments and messages I've had. But a lot of comments and questions on what was actually found in the Great Pyramid, a supposed chamber, and I've also had questions on the sarcophagus in the Great Pyramid. Was there anything actually in it? And I still have people thinking it was the burial chamber of Khufu. And first of all, the burial chamber of Khufu, I've gone over that a lot, why I don't think this was ever a tomb. And Egyptian pharaohs were always buried in the ground. And it says it right in their ancient text. The body goes in the ground, spirit goes up into the heavens. So, and the fact that the burial chamber is way above ground, that kind of throws that theory to pieces. But I found this article interesting here. It says, the Great Pyramid may contain an iron throne made of meteorites, says a new theory. And a lot of my videos just are presenting theories. So you can look at a lot of different sources of information. But I think I'll just read. It says, the Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the wonders of the world and is a magnificent feat of ancient architecture. But an Italian professor of archaeoastronomy thinks it contains something that makes it even more amazing. He believes that the void at the center of the Great Pyramid houses a throne made from meteorites. The Daily Mail reports. The void was discovered in November 2017 and is approximately 30 meters long. It's located above the Grand Gallery, a long corridor situated between the King and Queen's Chamber. And once again, the King and Queen's Chamber are just fairly modern names that have been attached to those chambers. We don't know what the original name or purpose was. It says, Professor Giulio Magli, the director of the Department of Mathematics and a professor of archaeoastronomy at the Politecnico di Milano, that's the best I can do, proposed his hypothesis after a deep dive into the Egyptians' ancient religious text. The Pyramid text, which documents ancient Egyptian funerary rites and beliefs, states that the pharaoh will have to pass the gates of the sky and sit on his throne of iron before he ascends to the stars of the north. And it says, the pyramid contains 4 shafts that are directed towards the sky. 2 of these shafts are enclosed by small doors. The door facing south has been examined, but the north-facing one is still a mystery because it is sealed. And I've made a few videos on the ancient text, and it does mention iron in more than a few places. I just wanted to mention that. It says, Magli thinks that these doors are the gates to the sky that the pyramid text spoke of. And I've also made videos on the shafts in the Great Pyramid and just a theory what those could be based on what the ancient Egyptians tell us. It says, he also believes that when opened, the north door could lead to the void and to the pyramid's very own iron throne. According to the Ancient History Encyclopedia, the Great Pyramid of Giza was built during the reign of King Khufu between 2589 and 2566 BC. Magli says that based on what researchers know of his mother's throne, the pharaohs would be made of wood and covered by metal sheets. Based on the ancient text, that metal is most likely iron that could have been harvested from meteorites. It says, this isn't unheard of. Ancient Egyptian artifacts made from meteoric iron have been found before. King Tut's dagger is made from this celestial material. Meteoric iron has a high concentration of iron that distinguishes it from regular iron. The ancient Egyptians would have been melting this metal down centuries before the Iron Age, which started around 1200 BC. And they have a little video clip in this article, so let's just play a little bit here from the ScanPyramids project, mapping the chamber in the pyramid. Well, that is a little look at the video from ScanPyramids, and I will leave that full link to that video below. Now, the Great Pyramid, the throne, Iron Throne theory. I don't dismiss it. There is a lot of mention in the ancient text about iron, and the throne was very important. And it seems if the interior of the Great Pyramid symbolizes what is written in the Book of the Dead, well, a chamber where they have supposedly found one certainly makes sense. But people have asked what maybe was in the sarcophagus of the Great Pyramid, if anything was. And people have said, well, the Great Pyramid may have been built by a civilization that was ending, not just starting, around the end of the Ice Age. And they encoded a lot of information about their civilization. They encoded it in stone and left it, and they knew it would last forever. Now, if you're encoding the memory of your civilization, would it make sense to maybe put a meteorite in the empty sarcophagus, or in the sarcophagus, saying that is what dealt your civilization their death blow, a meteorite, putting it in the sarcophagus? That is just a theory, and other people, I believe, have the same theory, and I know some of you may have seen some videos, and I can't remember where I've seen them, but I know I've seen them. So that is one theory to maybe take into consideration. Maybe there is a meteorite in the hidden chamber, or maybe possibly to signify the death of their civilization, they put a meteorite in the sarcophagus in what we call the King's Chamber. Just a theory. Thought I'd share this article. I'll leave the link below. You all have a very nice day.